Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland BROWNS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you've been paying attention to the AFC North lately, you know that things are heating up in a way we haven't seen in quite some time. The Cleveland Browns, a team that's been on the cusp of something special for a while now, might be facing a crossroads at the quarterback position. And let me tell you, the latest developments are sparking a lot of conversations among fans, analysts, and insiders alike. It's not every day that you see a team in the middle of a quarterback controversy that could reshape their future, but that's exactly what's happening right now with Cleveland. So, what's the core issue here? Well, it all centers around the emergence of Shedeur Sanders, a young quarterback who made quite a statement in his first NFL appearance during the preseason last week. Now I know what you're thinking, preseason performances are one thing, but can he really be the guy? Well, if you watched his debut, you saw a player with poise, arm strength, and a good understanding of the game. Sanders looked confident, composed, and ready to take on the NFL. That's no small feat for a rookie, especially one who fell to the 5th round in the draft. And despite his limited experience, his performance has fans and analysts alike wondering if he might be the future of this franchise. But here's the catch. While Sanders might be shining brightest right now, Cleveland still has a roster full of quarterbacks, and that creates a complicated situation. Among them is Kenny Pickett, a guy who was brought in during the offseason with hopes of competing for the starting spot. Pickett, a former Pitt product, has been trying to make his mark in Cleveland, but injuries and recent performances have clouded his future with the team. It's not just injuries, either. The team's coaching staff and front office are certainly keeping a close eye on Sanders, especially after that impressive debut, which has the potential to push him ahead of Joe Flacco, the veteran projected to be the starter at the beginning of the season. And here's where things get really interesting. Bleacher Report's Alex K. recently suggested that Kenny Pickett might be on the verge of requesting a trade. Why? Because with Sanders showing promise, and other young quarterbacks on the roster possibly outperforming him, Pickett might see his opportunity slipping away. And let's be honest, Pickett is a guy who's been eager to get a fair shot at being the franchise quarterback. He's got NFL experience, a 15-10 record as a starter, and believes he can still be a starter in this league. But with the way things are shaping up, his chances to seize that role in Cleveland are looking increasingly uncertain. Now, some might say, why would Pickett want to leave? Well, if he's not getting the opportunity he was hoping for, especially with Sanders rising so quickly, a trade could be his best move. And teams around the league, especially those dealing with injuries at the quarterback position like Anthony Richardson or Matthew Stafford, could be looking for a seasoned passer with starting experience. That opens the door for Pickett to be a valuable trade asset, either through a mid to late round pick or even a release if no other options materialize. And it's not just about trading or releasing Pickett, it's also about Cleveland's strategic plan moving forward. They brought him in during the offseason expecting to give him a real shot at competing, which is all any player can ask for an opportunity. But now, with Sanders making waves and the team eyeing a potential long-term solution at quarterback, the landscape is shifting rapidly. Pickett himself has expressed his eagerness to return to the AFC North and compete, even after dealing with a hamstring injury that kept him out of some practices. According to ESPN, he's feeling better and he's optimistic about getting back on the field soon. That injury, though, adds an extra layer of complexity. The Browns are in a tricky spot because the more healthy and sharp Pickett becomes, the more difficult it is for the team to ignore his talent and experience. Cleveland isn't just looking for a quarterback for the now, they're eyeing the future, and Sanders' rapid progression is turning heads. He's not just a preseason hero. He's a potential game changer, a player who could step in and lead this team deep into the playoffs if everything aligns. But what does this mean for the Browns? Well, it's a delicate balancing act. If Sanders continues to impress during training camp and preseason games, it's conceivable that he could be the starting quarterback sooner rather than later. That would leave Flacco, who's been a steady veteran presence, in a backup role or possibly on the roster as a mentor. Meanwhile, Kenny Pickett faces a tough road, either fighting for a roster spot, seeking a trade, or perhaps even being released if the team decides to go in a different direction. This entire situation underscores just how competitive and unpredictable the NFL can be. The Browns, with their rich history and passionate fan base, have always been a team with high expectations. But this quarterback dilemma is testing their patience and strategic planning. For years, Cleveland has been searching for stability at the position. They've had some decent seasons, but never that true leap into elite contention. Now, with a young talent like Sanders emerging and the veteran options like Flacco and Pickett trying to carve out their roles, the next few weeks will be crucial. The team's coaching staff and front office will be making some tough decisions, and those decisions could have ripple effects across the AFC North. A team that manages to develop Sanders into a franchise quarterback could reshape the division landscape, leaving rivals like the Ravens or Bengals scrambling to keep up. Conversely, if the Browns falter in managing this quarterback shuffle, they could stall their progress and miss out on an opportunity to truly compete at the highest level. Looking at the bigger picture, Cleveland's recent history has been filled with ups and downs. They've had promising seasons, but consistency has eluded them. The arrival of a talented young quarterback like Sanders could be the spark they need to finally break through and make a real playoff push. The fans are excited, the city is buzzing, and the team is undoubtedly aware that this season could be a defining chapter in their history. And let's not forget the significance of the AFC North itself, arguably one of the most competitive divisions in football. With teams like Baltimore, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh all vying for supremacy, the Browns need stability at quarterback to stand a chance. Right now, Sanders is the player generating the most buzz, but the journey from preseason standout to franchise starter is long and fraught with challenges. Still, if he continues on this trajectory, Cleveland might be looking at their new leader under center much sooner than expected. So as we watch this story unfold, the question on everyone's mind is, will Sanders seize the starting role and become the face of the franchise? Or will Cleveland's other quarterbacks, Flacco, Pickett, find ways to stay relevant or perhaps make a move elsewhere? The NFL is dynamic, unpredictable, and full of surprises. But one thing is for sure, the Browns are at a pivotal moment. Their future could hinge on how they handle this quarterback situation, and the stakes couldn't be higher. In the end, Cleveland fans, you should be excited. This is what makes football so captivating. The drama, the competition, the quest for greatness. Keep an eye on Sanders, keep supporting your team because this season might just be the one where everything changes. And remember, if you love the Browns, if you're passionate about this team's journey, stay tuned. I'll be here bringing you all the latest updates, insights, and analysis, so you're always in the know. This story is far from over, and the best is yet to come. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all this quarterback drama? Do you believe Sanders is the future, or do you think the team should stick with Flacco or even give Pickett another shot? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Browns. This is what makes our community strong, sharing insights and passion. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. This season promises to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. Thanks for being here, Browns fans, and let's keep the faith. The journey continues, and the best is yet to come.